Urgent call to action, addressing child poverty and rising grocery costs in Jersey. Imagine this. Parents in Jersey are skipping meals so their children can eat. And this isn't a distant problem. It's happening right now, and it's a stark reminder of the urgent need for action against child poverty. But here's where it gets controversial. While some argue that personal responsibility should be the focus, others insist that systemic changes are crucial. Let's dive in and explore the latest developments and the calls for government intervention. A recent revelation has shown that inflation is on the rise again in Jersey, and this has sparked a crucial plea from a scrutinizer for the government to tackle child poverty head-on. Meanwhile, the island's consumer advocate has issued a warning that the mounting financial strain could soon necessitate government aid for grocery expenses. At the heart of this issue is Deputy Louise Doublet, who chairs the family-friendly post-implementation Scrutiny subpanel. This panel was established to evaluate the implementation of changes to the employment law and to assess their impact on local families. Recently, the subpanel gathered evidence from local charities, including Brighter Futures, which shared alarming insights. According to Brighter Futures, some parents are forgoing their own meals to ensure their children are fed. This is not just an urban myth. It's a harsh reality that demands immediate attention. Deputy Doublet expressed her deep concern over the rising levels of child poverty indicated by this evidence. Research shows that this is likely to impact a child's development and increase the risk that they will experience poor mental health, she explained. It is vital that the government focuses on understanding this issue and takes action to address it urgently. No child in Jersey should be living in poverty. And this is the part most people miss. The long-term effects of child poverty are profound and far-reaching. Children growing up in poverty are more likely to face developmental delays, mental health issues, and a host of other challenges that can affect their entire lives. This is why urgent action is not just a nice idea, it's a necessity. Her comments come at a time when new figures have revealed that the rate of price increases has risen after more than 2 years of falling inflation. The annual rate of inflation increased to 2.6% in the year to June, up from 2.3% in March, according to the latest Retail Prices Index, RPI report published recently. In response to these figures, Jersey Consumer Council Chair Carl Walker highlighted the widespread financial pressure islanders are facing, particularly with food and energy costs. Food is still worryingly expensive for islanders, he said. The price of food continues to go up almost weekly. Yes, it's not going up by as much as it was a few years ago. It's still climbing, and families are continuing to struggle to make ends meet. Walker also pointed out that the energy cost increases earlier in the year are likely still affecting the economy. It's important to remember that we saw price increases in electricity at the beginning of the year, which will have had a knock-on effect. Not only for domestic use, but every business and commercial user will have to pass that on to consumers also, he explained. While inflation has dropped significantly from its double-digit highs, Walker warned that many islanders are still struggling with the cost of everyday essentials. The government recently increased the subsidy for doctors' fees to make it cheaper for islanders to visit the doctor. But are we reaching a stage where the government needs to help islanders with their grocery shopping? He asked. Food banks are still inundated, and they're helping people where both parents are working and still struggling. Times are tough. So what do you think? Should the government step in to help with grocery costs? Or is this a matter of personal responsibility? The debate is open, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your opinions in the comments below and let's discuss. Struggling with rising costs. How islanders in Guernsey and Jersey cope with the cost of living. The cost of living crisis. A growing concern for islanders. Imagine having to skip meals to ensure your children can eat well. This is the harsh reality for many families in Guernsey and Jersey, where the cost of living is skyrocketing. As prices continue to rise, islanders are struggling to cope with the increasing burden on their wallets. According to recent figures, inflation in Jersey has reached 2.6%, while in Guernsey, the rate of increase has slowed but remains higher at 3.9%. But what's behind this disparity? Local economists point to the higher costs of rental properties in Guernsey as a key factor. The rental crisis. A perfect storm. Construction worker Luke Jackson blames high rents in Guernsey on state's relocation grants, which he claims have led to a steep increase in rental prices. Locals can't compete, he says. It's got to the point now where we're second-class citizen in our own island. Economist and Deputy Andy Sloan agrees, citing relocation grants as a major contributor to the rental crisis. The numbers are staggering. In Guernsey, average local market rents have reached £2,068 a month, a 1.5% increase from the previous quarter and a whopping 51.7% higher than 5 years ago. In contrast, rents in Jersey have remained stable, with the average price of a one-bedroom house at £1,300 per month. Food inflation, a growing concern. Food prices are also on the rise, with a 4.1% increase in Jersey between March and June. In Guernsey, food prices have increased by 3.9% in the past 3 months. For families like Sarah O'Burrs, this means making tough choices. Sun cream in the shops is so expensive, she says. Fillings for sandwiches, like packed lunch stuff, it's even like snack bars and cereal, I would say too, it is really expensive. The human cost. The cost of living crisis is not just a financial burden, it's also taking a toll on families. New mother Chantel Bearder in Guernsey says she's had to balance her mother's tough decisions. Jersey versus London. Why comparing apples to turnips is misleading. It's time to stop deceiving ourselves. Jersey deserves honest analysis. A recent report from Policy Center Jersey has sparked headlines in the Jersey Evening Post, but a closer look reveals that the analysis is not only misleading, but also redundant. However, it does serve a purpose. It highlights the dangers of relying on statistical narratives that are fundamentally flawed. Let's face the facts. Jersey is not comparable to the average UK region. Our island is a financial hub, boasting a high concentration of professionals and affluent residents, much like London. So, why do we insist on benchmarking ourselves against the UK average, which includes areas struggling with significant economic deprivation? It's time to acknowledge that our true peer is London, not Stoke or Swansea. Take groceries, for example. The average food shop in London is over 30% more expensive than in areas like Stoke or Swansea. Rental prices in these cities are also a fraction of what Londoners pay. Jersey faces similar challenges, including high wages and property costs, as well as unique issues like goods and services tax on food and complicated transport logistics. It's unrealistic to expect prices to be on par with Stoke or Swansea. And anyone promising 30% lower prices is either dishonest or delusional. The problem extends beyond economic data. In education, misleading statistics paint a rosy picture, while serious underperformance is glossed over. It's time to raise our statistical game and be honest with the public. Comparing apples with apples isn't just better policy, it's common sense. The reason people become disillusioned with politicians is that they promise the impossible, and it's time to stop perpetuating this illusion. Jersey is a beautiful, safe island with a high quality of life, but it's also expensive. These facts are not contradictory. They're complementary. The public desire for high quality at low prices is understandable, but governments shouldn't perpetuate this fantasy. It's time to go back to basics and understand how investment considerations work. A simple example is bank accounts. Instant access savings accounts offer lower interest because you retain control, while fixed-term bank accounts pay more but require you to lock away your money. This trade-off is called opportunity cost. When you sacrifice liquidity, you expect a better return.